Good morning, YouTube. Or should I say good afternoon? It's because it's after dinner now, isn't it, really? So I tried switching to iMovie to process a video yesterday, and the reason that I did that was that the GoPro, whether it's in 1080p 60 or 720p 60, records quite a lot more footage in terms of gigabytes than the Sena. I think it's about double what the Sena records, and blimey, digging the road up again. Stafford prison there. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, and because of that, I mean, I normally use Camtasia to process videos, and it's pretty good. You know, it's pretty simple to use, and you can do pretty well most things with it. Didn't turn, I mean indicating, but didn't turn, so had to stop. Anyway, yeah, it is a bit windy today, but it's a nice day. So again, the ride thermometer reckons it's up around about 18, and it's nice. And I don't think it's 18 degrees C, to be honest, but it's nice. So yeah, I normally use Camtasia, and that had a problem really with such big file sizes from the GoPro. Basically, it fell over a few times or crashed. So I was then back to I mean, I've got Final Cut Pro, but it's just I don't really want to go to that level, to be honest, and you spend your time doing nothing else really if you do that. I mean, people that do use it and get used to it get good results, and I think you can do everything with it. It's just that I don't want to do that much with it really. I just want something fairly simple to use for me. So I went back to looking again at iMovie, and I mean, I don't know if you've tried this, but I've not used iMovie for a long time, not since they changed it last time, because they just kind of shifted everything about and I didn't know where anything was anymore. And before that, it wasn't too bad to use, to be honest. But anyway, so I thought, well, I'll have to have a look at it and see if I can do anything with this. So, and the part 2 video that I put up, that was using iMovie. It wasn't too bad actually. Again, you don't get much help from Apple really, or much help that's useful. So I watched a couple of videos on it that were on YouTube, where people who have been using it, explained how bits and pieces worked basically, and that was quite useful. So I had to go with that, and it wasn't too bad, like I say. One of the advantages it has over Camtasia is it will output at 720p 60, and the maximum frame rate from Camtasia is 30 frames per second. But there's a lot of other things with Camtasia that are more flexible. And that you really have to move up to Final Cut Pro to get, you know, because you don't get them in iMovie. But iMovie does have some useful things. Yeah, I thought you'd have a go. Anyway, YouTube, I mean, I know a lot of you use PCs, and I stopped using PCs years ago because they kept crashing all the time, really. And Apple Macs just worked, although I don't think they're as good as they were for that. But anyway, what software do you use? I mean, I'm looking at some of Sean's 45-minute GoPro videos, and alright, he's only usually using one camera, but it's still a huge amount of data to process. You know, he's got to be looking at around 20 gigabytes for something like that if it's 4 gigabytes per file. For the GoPro, you know, 15 to 20 gigabytes, and when you try and process that, it'll knock over a lot of processing packages. So what processing package do you use? You know, and do you find it's okay, and all the rest of it, really? Well, that was, you know, I mean, I've used iMovie for ages, really. Not since they changed it like a couple of times ago, really, and I lost it where everything was. So, and the help's not that helpful, really. You know, it's just, unless you got days to read through all that sort of stuff, it's much easier if someone can just show you on a video, and then you pick it up a lot quicker. Well, I do anyway. But yeah, I was quite pleased with iMovie. It wasn't too bad, really, and although I do notice quite a lot of the limitations compared to Final Cut Pro, you know, it is easier, it is quicker and more manageable, so I might try using that for a bit and see how we go. One of the problems with it, well, it's not really a problem, is how to do multi-camera, because I've got two cameras now. Well, I've got more than two, really, to be honest. But multi-camera editing, and you know, again in Camtasia you can slot in as many as you like until you knock it over. And then view them side by side if you want, and pick the footage you want. Whereas with the iMovie, well, you can do picture in picture, but then one of them's that small you can't really see what's going on. Well, not on my laptop anyway. But you can get more than a couple of cameras in there, and if one of them's kind of, it's still there, isn't it, the fair? Again, there doesn't seem to be much happening. None of the rides are working. So, where was I? Yeah. Well, I don't know, I've forgotten where I was now. But But anyway, yeah, iMovie's not too bad, so I might try using that for a bit. But let me know what you think, you know. What editor do you use, and which ones do you prefer? I mean, I think there's probably more choice on PCs nowadays for decent editing packages. You know, I mean, I do mine on a MacBook Pro. It's only little, you know. I just bumped the RAM up to 8 gigabytes. And even then, what I find now is that so many programs are, you know, they're RAM hungry. They use a lot. Google uses an astonishing amount. For what? I don't know. But it does. And I mean, you know, how much do they want to track, really? You know, gigabytes worth of stuff in RAM memory they're using, and I've no idea really what for. Anyway, I'll sign out there, YouTube, because I've been rabbiting on for too long, but